Hey everyone, welcome. Today, we're going to dive into this really simple, but honestly super powerful story about what to do when you feel completely and totally overwhelmed. It's all about finding clarity, and it's called the clarity of distance. So, have you ever been there? You know, that feeling where you're just drowning in work, and your gut reaction is to just push harder. It's a feeling we all know, but what if the real answer isn't to push, but to actually step back? To really get this idea, let's meet the main character of our story. His name is Ion, and I have a feeling his whole experience with burnout is going to feel, well, a little too familiar for a lot of us. Okay, so this is Ion. And by all accounts, this guy was the model employee, you know? He was the first one in, last one out. You could throw deadlines at him, pressure, nothing seemed to stick. He was that person, the one who just always pushed through. But of course, that relentless pace, it started to take its toll. And you can almost feel it here, right? It wasn't some big dramatic event. It was a slow burn. It was that constant feeling of being tired, these little sloppy mistakes creeping into his otherwise perfect work, and his creativity, it just kind of fizzled out. Even when he succeeded, it just felt empty. So what does Ion do? Well, his solution was to just keep pushing, of course. But that was only making things worse. And then this pivotal moment happens. A single conversation that just flips his entire perspective on its head. His mentor, seeing how absolutely exhausted he was, said something that was, well, completely the opposite of what you'd expect. It wasn't, take a vacation or try this new productivity app. It was just this: you need distance. Wow. So simple, but for Ion, totally confusing. And of course, Ion's reaction was pretty much what you'd expect. He thought it was ridiculous. I mean, he actually laughed. Distance? Distance from his goals, from his ambitions? How does that even work? But his mentor just clarified, no, it's not about distance from your goals. It's about distance from the noise. So, a little reluctantly, Ayan actually listened. He decided, okay, I'll take just 3 days off. And he went somewhere completely different, this quiet little village where he was totally disconnected from his usual chaotic world. And just look at the contrast here. It's night and day, right? On one side, you have his normal life, a constant barrage of noise, emails pinging, back-to-back meetings, that endless, mindless scrolling. He traded all of that for silence, for trees, for long walks. Now, at first, his mind was still racing, thinking about all the stuff he had to do. But slowly, very slowly, that noise just started to fade. And it was in that quiet that he had his big aha moment. This was the real breakthrough. He realized he wasn't tired from the work itself. He was tired from running, but without any real direction. It's like with all that noise finally gone, he could actually see things clearly for the first time. He started realizing, wait a minute, a lot of these tasks I've been stressing about, they're completely unnecessary. And then an even bigger one. He saw that some of the goals he was chasing so hard weren't even his goals. They were just what other people expected of him. And this newfound clarity, it wasn't just some nice, warm, fuzzy feeling. It was something he could actually use. He came back to work with a whole new game plan, a new strategy for his work and, really, for his life. His new approach was so simple, but it was absolutely transformative. Number 1, he just started saying no to distractions. Number 2, he started actively protecting his energy like it was his most valuable resource. And number 3, he figured out how to find a sense of peace while he was making progress. So he wasn't working longer hours, not at all. He was just working smarter, with a ton more purpose. It's a really powerful paradox when you think about it, isn't it? We're always taught that progress is this straight line, that you just have to keep pushing and pushing. But Ion's story really shows us that sometimes the biggest leap forward you can make actually comes from taking a step back. So at the end of the day, creating that distance, it isn't a sign of weakness, and it's not a delay. It's a tool for focus. It's like it clears away all the junk so you can finally see the path you're supposed to be on, not just the one you've been running down out of habit. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. And look, it doesn't have to be a 3-day trip to a remote village, right? It could be an hour without your phone. It could be a walk in a park, or literally just 10 minutes of silence in your day. Just think about it. In your own life, where's the noise coming from? And where can you create just a little bit of distance to find your clarity?